All right, so I wanted to make this video here about a problem that I've seen pop up on Facebook quite a bit. It's 8 divided by 2 times in parentheses 2 plus 2 equals. Basically, this is just an example of an order of operations problem. And so let's jump right in. Basically, order of operations rules defines the order that multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction occur. The convention that multiplication precedes addition and subtraction was in use in really the earliest books covering symbolic algebra back in the 16th century. The convention that exponents precede multiplication was used in some of the earliest textbooks in which exponents appeared. Um, so this is not really new math, regardless of some who can't really solve it correctly will say, they'll say things like, well, back in my day, you solved it left to right, or when I went to school, and the answer would have been X. Order of operations is centuries old. It might be new to some people, but this is really old stuff. It's been around forever. Depending on what part of the world you're from, you might have been taught one of the mnemonics. There's different mnemonics like PEMDAS, BODMAS, or BEDMAS. I think there might be a couple others, like BIDMAS. Uh, sometimes, sometimes brackets are called parentheses, or parentheses are called brackets, depending on, where you're from. In the U.S., PEMDAS is the most common, which stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. I really don't like the mnemonics very much. I think it confuses a lot of people. Many will get confused by the mnemonics since multiplication and division have equal precedence, and addition and subtraction have equal precedence. If you think about it, multiplication and division are really the same operation. I can say um, 10 divided by 5 equals 2, or I can say let's multiply 10 by 1/5, and that is also equal to 2. So, division is just multiplying the inverse of a number. So it's the same operation. The same is really true between addition and subtraction. Subtraction is really just the addition of a negative number. So, PEMDAS could have been written PEDMAS, PEDMASA, or PEMSA, whatever. That's why a lot of people will memorize the order of those 6 letters and they start to believe that, multiplication comes before division, or maybe they believe division comes before multiplication always, and that's not true at all. Um, so let's go ahead and take a look at the problem that's here. That's 8 divided by 2 times 2 plus 2 in parentheses. So per order of operations rules, we got to look at what's inside the parentheses first. So what's inside the parentheses is 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. So we break the problem down to now where we have 8 divided by 2 times 4. Now at this point, some people get really confused. Remember, multiplication and division have equal precedence. So, you know, um, therefore you're going to work from left to right. Whichever one comes first, left to right, that's the order that you do them. Now, in this case, the division is left of the multiplication, right? First you got 8 divided by 2. That comes before 2 times 4 in this problem. So the first thing we got to do is uh, to handle the division. 8 divided by 2 is 4. That leaves us with 4 times 4. So 4 times 4 is 16. So the correct answer to this problem is 16. Uh, Now, there is a little bit of a wrinkle in this problem, only because in the problem that's normally written, they leave out the times symbol. Normally you could use an asterisk or sometimes like a lowercase x, whatever, for the times symbol. So instead of having that in here, they're just showing the parentheses. That's an assumed multiplication. Now, there is this weird thing a lot of people maybe never heard of, but there's a long-standing convention known as multiplication by juxtaposition. Multiplication by juxtaposition. So the general consensus among math people is that when you have multiplication by juxtaposition, um, you when you just have things next to each other without using the time sign, you're just using parentheses. So that indicates that the juxtaposed values must be multiplied together before processing other operations. So if you follow that rule, then technically once you've solved the 2 plus 2 in parentheses, you would do 2 times 4 next before you did the division. Now, I'll have to say that not all software is programmed that way. A lot of things do not use this multiplication by juxtaposition convention, and most calculators, I've used my calculator on my computer, calculator on my phone, those are going to stick to an absolute adherence to the rules of order of operations. They don't follow this multiplication by juxtaposition. So if you don't want to leave any doubt, I'd be a little bit more clear in how you write out the problem. Maybe include the time symbol just to avoid those people that are going to bring up, this whole concept of multiplication by juxtaposition. And I'm not going to go into all the conspiracy theories related to the use of the division symbol, whether you use the division symbol or whether you use a forward slash, or I mean a backslash, or whether you use the horizontal line. There's a really good explanation. I've got a link here. Um, you can check out this purplemath.com/modules /order ops3.htm. That's a good explanation of that there. There's some assumptions made, depending on what division symbols you're using. So go look at that if you want to. And I'll leave you here with the last suggestion. And I suggest this for everyone. There's a lot of comments on Facebook about what's the right answer, what's the wrong answer. People claiming, oh, you go left to right. In my day it was this, in my day it was that. There's a lot of stubborn people want to stick to the wrong answer. But remember, when you're typing these comments, you're typing on a device that would literally prove to you what the correct answer is. And for example, I've got a screenshot from my Windows 10 PC using my calculator app. I'm using the scientific mode so that I can use the parentheses here. So when I enter that in, it gives me the answer of 16. You can do the very same thing on your phone. I've got an Android phone with a calculator app. I've never used an iPhone, but I'm sure they have a similar calculator app. Go try it. Type it in, see what you get. Um, and you're going to get the answer of 16. So I hope this video has been helpful, and please check out any of the other ones I'm working on. When I see these new puzzles pop up and I start seeing them yeah, show up, I try to give a little bit of an answer here to those problems. So good luck.